Hey guys, in today's bass guitar lesson, I want to show you a very sexy bass hack and one of my all-time favorite musical tricks. And I'll see you inside the lesson. Hey, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and in today's bass guitar lesson, I'm going to show you a super cool 2-bar funk bass line and a hack which will enable you to extend it into a 4-bar bass line really easily. This concept you can apply regardless of what phase you're learning in. So if you're a beginner, you can use this concept, and if you're much more advanced, you can get some great ideas from it too. But first off, before we hit the lesson content, I'd love to know, what is your favorite bass guitar hack, technique, or skill? Please let me know in the description below. Just before we hit the lesson content, I want you to know there's a completely free PDF which comes with this lesson, which will show you all of the concepts we're discussing today, written out in standard notation and tab. There's a link in the description below. So this 2-bar funk bass line is based upon a scale called the E minor pentatonic, but I wanted you to play it with a slightly different fingering than you're possibly used to. So let's start off with the open E, and then I want you to go to the G at the 3rd fret, then shift up to the A at the 5th, the B at the 7th, and then go on to the next string, catch the D at the 5th, and then the E octave at the 7th fret on the A string. So play those 5 notes, or 6 rather, okay, including the octave. Then I want you to go 2 notes into the next octave of the E minor pentatonic. So you catch the G at the 5th fret on the D string, and then the A at the 7th fret on the D string. So I want you to practice this as a little scale to begin with. Like so. So get that under your fingers to begin with. So what I'm going to do now is break the 2-bar riff down into small chunks or cells. And whenever you're learning a bass line, I suggest you do this too. So we're going to start off looking at the first 4 notes. And the first 4 notes sound like this. So it starts off with an open E. Then we go to B, D, E. So 7, 5, 7 there. They're the fret numbers from the E minor pentatonic. So what we're going to go is 1, and that second phrase is 3/16 notes just after the second beat. So like so. So first of all, practice that. Let's move on into the next phrase, and this is 4/16 notes. So the notes are a G. This is one of my all-time favorite kind of bass guitar tricks. I love it so much. What we're going to do is we're going to hammer on from the G to a G sharp, like so. So we're going from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd. It gives that really bluesy sound like that. So this is the phrase. So we're going to go G to G sharp, and then we're going to go back to the E to the D like that. And so let's put those first 2 beats together. And again. Okay, I've just caught myself. I'm actually pulling off the E to the D in speed like that. So you might want to try that one too. But with all of this, start slowly and work your tempos up. So let's look at the 3rd phrase. So the 3rd phrase is simply just after the 4th beat of the bar, we want to play a B, D. So we go 3, 4. And then we hit the E on the first beat of the bar, and then just literally pull back. On the second 8th note of the second bar, we play an open E octave like that. And so it sounds like this, the whole phrase. So let's put those first 3 phrases together. Like that, and again. Then we're going to go into the next phrase, which we've already covered. So we're going to play the first 2 notes of the bar. So it's very similar to the very first phrase. So it's the octave drop like that, and then we do 3/16 notes just off the second beat, which is the B, the D, and the E like that, which you played in the first bar. And then this is another one of my favorite bass guitar tricks, using that minor to major 3rd concept again. So we're going to go like that, and then we're going to go to the A at the 7th fret like this. Then we're we're going to go to the G, like that, and then we're going to go hammer onto the G sharp. So we're going to, so A, G, G sharp, like so. Just practice that in isolation, that little phrase. I use this all the time. It's a great, great little fill that you can put into your bass playing, and it's so, so simple. Then the last 4 notes are simply going down the E minor pentatonic. So we go E, D, B, A, like that. And that is the second bar. Let me play the whole of the second bar so you can hear it in context. And again. Like so. Now let me put the whole of the 2 bars together. Like so. But just before I reveal what the very sexy bass hack is, I want to play it with the drum machine so you can hear these 2 bars in context. So just before we get to the final stage of the lesson, I'd love to ask you, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure you like and subscribe to the eBassGuitar YouTube channel, because we release a video like this every single week designed especially for beginner to intermediate bass guitar players who want to push their bass guitar playing onto the next stage. There is a red button somewhere around the screen, and don't forget to hit that bell so you get a notification when a new lesson is released. So what is the sexy bass hack? It's very, very simple, very straightforward, and regardless if you're a beginner or a more advanced player, you can use this concept. It is simply to put a phrase from the bass riff up the octave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last phrase that we learned, which is this. Let me play that again. And again. And I'm going to put that up the octave here. So it turns into this. And again. And what you'll discover is when you put something up the octave, it really pops out. We often call the high register of the bass the dusty end, because quite honestly, we want to take care of business down the bottom end of the bass the vast majority of the time. But a perfectly phrased bass fill up in the high register can sound so, so cool. So I encourage you to explore this register, but make sure you take care of business. So let's put this into context in how we use it. So what I want to do is I want to create this into a 4-bar bass line. Now, the first 2 bars are going to stay the same, but the second 2 bars, we're going to put that final phrase up the octave. So let me play you that through. So like so. So you can really hear that sounds good. So let me just take you through those final notes up the octave. So we're going to start at B at the 14th fret, a D at the 12th fret, and an E at the 14th fret. First part of the phrase, and then we're going to go to the A up here at the 14th fret, back to the 12th fret, hammer on to the 13th fret, and then we're just going to come down the pentatonic scale. So 14, 12, 14, 12. It's exactly the same fingering as down here as up. Like that, exactly the same shape. So to finish off this lesson, I'm going to have a jam. I'm going to make this into a 4-bar bass line so you can hear how this really simple hack can sound so great in context. And also listen out for those bass tricks where I'm going from the major to the minor, that one, and that other one there where I put the 4th degree of the scale first. Anyway, let's hear what this sounds like in context. So guys, that's the end of today's bass guitar video. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you download the completely free PDF so you can see everything we've discussed today written out in standard notation and tab. Also, if you're looking to seriously push your bass playing forward and understand more about the concepts we've been discussing today, make sure you check out the Bass Lab Plus over at eBassGuitar, which is my private training program designed especially for beginner to intermediate players who want to push their bass playing forward. There's a completely free trial, so you can take it for a test spin free for 14 days. Click the link in the description below to get started today. Cheers, I've been James from eBassGuitar.com. I'll catch you next time.